All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue. We'll bring you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, breaking news. Well, not really breaking news. The live stream is on for January 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should be fun. Should be interesting. I'm not going to do these very often, maybe once or twice a year. Just not my it's not my cup of tea. Just not my thing. But you know what? I am looking forward, and hopefully, everyone can make it, especially all the regular subscribers, and hopefully some new subscribers can come and enjoy the channel. But I wanted to talk about Odell Beckham Jr. You know, I was always a fan of OBJ. I thought he was a good Giant. Thought he, all-world talent. Did he have some issues? But yes, but in the grand scheme of things, his issues were kind of minute. I mean, the whole kicking net thing was just kind of stupid. You know, the model in France or wherever it was with him smoking something on the bed, that's whatever it is. The statements that he made to the press after signing the contract, you know what? None of them really bugged me because of the fact that he was an all-world talent. He was a guy that was, he was transcending the Giant wide receiving core. He was beyond approach. He wasn't LT status, but he was close. He was that guy that was untouchable. And then, we turn around and we sign him to that big contract, the 5-year, $90 million, 20 in signing bonus, the average salary of $18 million, $40 million. I think it was, what was it, 40? What was it? Total guarantee was like $65 million or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But you know what? And then Dave Gettleman does the unthinkable at 26 years old. He ships him off to the Browns, or he was 27 at the time. Ships him off to the Browns. And yeah, we got Peppers and we got Dexter Lawrence, and it was all part of the Olivier Vernon and Kevin Zeiler, the whole trade. But you know what? My thing has always been, has Odell really fit in with Cleveland? No, he really hasn't. You thought, everyone kind of thought it was going to be a nightmare, even though he was going with his best friend Jarvis Landry. But y'all kind of had a feeling that it wasn't going to end well between Landry, Baker, and OBJ. Just really wasn't. He still had a good season in 19. He started 15 games, played in all 16, 74 catches, 1,035 yards. Had 14 yards a catch, only 4 touchdowns. But you know what? It's a great season for an average receiver, but not for OBJ. And then of course he tears his ACL in week 7. And he wasn't having a great season either way either. He only had 23 catches for 319 for almost 14 yards a catch, for 3 touchdowns. So Cleveland was never really a good fit for Odell. And he thought that the Giants traded him to Cleveland to kind of punish him. They were going to send him to the NFL purgatory. And NFL purgatory kind of turned out to be not a bad place to go because the team, especially recently, is starting to win, is starting to gel. But they're gelling more because of their tight ends and their running game, and the way Baker Mayfield is managing the game, and then taking his shots deep. So it's an interesting dynamic in Cleveland. I don't think the Browns want him back for 2021. I really do think they want to try to get out underneath that contract. I believe he's got like another $48 million on that deal. The good thing about the deal is in 2021, his base salary is $14.5. He's got $1 million roster bonus, the $250,000 workout bonus for a total cap hit of 15.7, 12.7 million if they release him. I don't think they're going to release him. But then in the last 2 years for contract, none of the money's guaranteed. There's no dead cap hit. So you know what? You could probably restructure that deal as well. That portion of the deal as well. But you know what? Cleveland definitely wants to move on from him. They want to just kind of turn the page on Odell. And the big question a lot of people have is, they see him, working out with Saquon Barkley, rehabbing. Would he be a good fit to come back to the Giants? Now, it's a move I don't think Mara or Tisch or Gettleman would make, but in the grand scheme of things, from what his salary is and what we need, yeah, I think it would be a good fit. It would help Odell, it would help Odell to get out of Cleveland, get back to New York. It would help Daniel Jones because it would give him a true number one receiver, a true target. And it would just help also Saquon Barkley because it would be just like his rookie season. Again, it helps stretch the defense and keep him, stacking 8 in the box. So from a Giant perspective, it would be a win-win. And I kind of think he would be a little bit more contrite coming back. I think he would swallow a little humble pie. I know that's not Odell's style, but I do think that if that was to happen, that he would feel the need to kind of put things to bed, maybe grow up a little bit. Now, the biggest question to be, what would Cleveland even want from him? Because you got a guy coming off an ACL. He's probably not going to be ready to the start of training camp or the start of the season. So you're not really it's not a known commodity. But I also don't think they want that hanging over them the entire training camp of 2021 and going into the season. So I would think they would want to move on from him, as quickly as possible. So they're not going to get what the Giants got. They're not getting a first-round pick for Odell. I honestly don't even think they're going to get a second for Odell. I think because of his age, I know 29 is so old. So old. I don't remember 29, man. 29 was a long time ago. But because of his age and his injuries and his decline, in performance over the last couple of years, I think they would be happy with a third rounder. Maybe like a third and a 6. I could even see maybe doing a 4 and a 7. You're going to get that money off the books. You are going to get out from the Odell personality in Cleveland. You're going to allow Baker to focus on not worrying about getting everyone the ball, focus on Jarvis Landry and his tight ends and turn around and handing off the ball. So for Cleveland's perspective, it would make sense and I know there's been reports that they want to move on from him, but I think it would make sense because I think it was a team that he would be willing to go back to the Giants. I really do think he would be. He spent all this time since in Cleveland talking about the Giants, which makes me laugh because I've said it a million times. He's like the old girlfriend. He's the old girlfriend that can't let it go. That she's always talking about her ex. And that's what I think Odell is in New York. I think in some ways in his mind, he has unfinished business in New York because of the fact that after the catch, where do you go from there? And he really did change the landscape of the receiving corps for the New York Giants single-handedly. So I would welcome him back with open arms. I would be more than willing to give him like I said, I would give him a third rounder and a 6th, or I'd give him a 4th and a 7th. And then maybe put a performance clause in there that if he does X amount, that 4th turns in. Like I said, if we give him a 4 and a 7, let's say that he does, he meets expectations, then we trade that up to a 3rd and a 6, or something like that. But I think it's a deal that the Giants can make. Give up limited assets, bring back a player that can help the franchise immediately, and help Daniel Jones. Because if you think Daniel Jones is your guy, having Odell Beckham lined up on one of either the left hand or the right hand side of him, it's not a bad situation, especially if you have your old buddy Saquon sitting behind you. You got Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, and even Evan Ingram. It would be an interesting offense, to say the least. And honestly, I think he makes everyone better around him. And I think that's the way we need to look at this situation. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Do not forget, on January 28th, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing a live stream. What will happen? I have no clue. Camera's working, everything's going. I just don't know exactly how we're going to do this or how this is going to come out. But again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you can if you subscribe, if you can ring that bell, you think what that means, that'd be awesome.